glad to be here and to be sharing something that really drives my everyday work, and it's forging exceptional user experiences. And just like a master blacksmith continuously hammers the formless metal and forms it into something that's useful for the hero, a sword for instance, so we as UX UI designers and developers should strive to create products that speak truth to our users. And if we look at this character here, it's from Hero Forge, the application which we're going to be talking about pretty soon. And it's fully customized by a user. And it speaks of applied user needs and intentions. So it's the same ethos that drives us at Punchev. And today I want to talk to you about the power of user-centric design principles for elevating player satisfaction and amplifying gains. And I mentioned Punchev. We are a Punchev group, a dedicated group of UX UI designers and developers. And with over 150 successful projects under our belt, we thrive in creating experiences that users love. But we do not see ourselves just as UX UI designers and developers, but rather passionate collaborators that dive deeply into our clients' vision, and out of problems we create something that's tangible for the users. And these logos here, as I said, we believe in the power of collaboration. These logos represent some of our trusted partners with which we've had successful projects along the years. And each project has been a unique journey that helped us grow alongside these industry giants. And you're going to see this one at the top right corner, Hero Forge logo, in the next slides. And we're happy to share that Sky Castle Studios, which are the rightful owners of Hero Forge, they've been our trusted friends for many years, and we've shared many successful stories together. And a couple of lines about me. I'm Valentin, a UX UI designer in Punchev, and my everyday work revolves around the creative and the analytical. And I also have a background in physiotherapy, which is, sounds not related, but actually is kinda. When I was working as a senior physiotherapist, I really touched the essence of human centricity, which is actually the core of UX design. So they're kind of similar, even though they're different in their usual appearance. And also another thing about me that I didn't know it was going to be ever in aid in my profession, it's the fact that I overthink everything. What's going to happen if I do this? What's going to happen if I do that? And this approach actually is beneficial when you're working as a UX designer, because when you get the feedback, of course, the user should be in the center of our work, but when you get the feedback from the users, you need to sort the information and apply it functionally. But enough about us. Let's get to the stats and to talk about the correlation between player satisfaction and higher revenue. So this is this graph shows that top quartile McKinsey Design Index companies showed outperforming the industry benchmarks with as much as 2 to 1. So essentially, McKinsey Design Index is a way to show how companies are at design level and how it correlates with their financial performance. And a lot of companies were examined, a lot of statistical data was gathered, a lot of design decisions were gathered, and it turns out that companies like Nike, like Apple, which are renowned for their exceptional user experience, they tend to lead the pack continuously throughout the years. And this is not by chance. If you think about it, if users are satisfied, it boosts the engagement, and inevitably it leads to the higher revenue which we're talking about. And according to Adobe, companies that are design driven, meaning that design is in the center of every decisions they make, they tend to outperform those which are weak in design by a lot, 219% on the S&P index, which is a stock trading index over the span of 10 years. And they show higher market share, competitive advantage, more loyal customers, which is great. And let's get something out of our own bag. So I mentioned Hero Forge. This is the application for customizing and creating miniatures from Sky Castle Studios, and it's a web-based application. And it's, how many of you like customizing their characters in the game? I do, and I can spend like hours even before playing the game. The application, the product itself was really great, but the packaging wasn't as great as we wanted it to be. So our job was to create everything from the ground up, like the whole packaging, the brand identity, the design of the website, the marketing materials, everything. And we needed to set a way for Sky Castle Studios to expand even more their product. And we started off with the face of Hero Forge. We needed to nail this first step because we used it as our guiding star throughout the whole project and throughout all of the steps. And we went through different compositions. We took inspiration from different places and ended up with this type of logo, which we believe represented Hero Forge at best. And we infused the red active color for Hero Forge because, well, we believe that the forging of a character, and usually forging involves a lot of heat, a lot of action. So red was quite fine on the logo, and also the textures, the metal textures, were also applied not only within the icon, but the typography as well, which created cohesion throughout this whole vision of Hero Forge. And then it was time for us to hop on to the web application itself. And this is the initial version of Hero Forge. As you can see, it's minimalistic, and it should be because the focal point should be the miniatures themselves. But probably a bit too minimalistic for a casual app. Probably it will be fine, but Hero Forge is not a casual app. It's a more magical, gamey app, and it needed some improvement. But another issue which was even more important to fix was that some players had a hard time navigating through the menus, and they needed something that's more intuitive. And also there wasn't a clear separation between interactive and non-interactive components, so some users had problems with that as well. And these problems needed to be tackled the most. And so we hopped on to the ideation, the wireframing, and we started off with lower fidelity wireframes, but our strength was mostly on the higher fidelity wireframes, because we believe if we nail everything at least 80% in this phase, then the UI dress-up would be a lot easier afterwards. So we did a lot of testing with our users, we did a lot of interviews with them, so some playing through, and we ended up with this. So this is the UI version of our work, and we applied the magical aspect of Hero Forge and divided the non-interactive and interactive components clearly. And you can see that the interactive components themselves are divided in two as well. So the green ones, the green elements, stay for the card, the buy button, the profile. So they are separated with the customization options, and this creates a more seamless and more intuitive navigation throughout these menus. And as you can see, this summoning circle, the magical one, it's a really important part of Hero Forge. So we infused this magical touch to the sliders as well. And we eventually created a set of icons which also infused this idea of minimalism, but also magical component, which is Hero Forge. And if you can see the comparison, both are minimalistic, but the Hero Forge 0.2 has this magical touch to it, and it doesn't draw from the figure itself, but still it has this magical touch which should be present in this application. And our users were quite happy with the changes that were made, and we exceeded the goal, which was $42,000, and the Kickstarter campaign went to 3 million. So it was quite nice. And right now, if you hop onto Hero Forge, it's going to be a bit different. The menus, I mean. And that's because we continued with some of our testing, and we ended up deciding that we needed to split the menus for a more seamless navigation, and this was based on user feedback. So this again shows that the process of creating a better user experience is never ending, and it should be continuously iterative for an app or a game. And that's about it for this project. Thank you for listening, and let's not end it here. If you wish, afterwards you can find us in the halls, and you can also find us via our email. So thank you very much.